Alright everyone, welcome back to CSI. And last case now. Let's do it.
We haven't heard from Grissom since he went out to Desert Gardens. His cell phone's down. He hasn't checked in. Gil can be eccentric, but frankly, this has me worried. On top of which, Leda Callisto has been making some oddball remarks about Grissom to the guards at the jail. You helped nail Leda, so this is your case. Yours and Catherine's. She's got the tenure and experience you can lean on. Now, either start with the Desert Gardens, or go to Leda's apartment. We need to find out more about the enigmatic Miss Callisto, and we need to find Gil Grissom. Period. We've run her, found no priors, not even a damn speeding ticket. Check her apartment. Maybe you'll come up with more than we did. For what little good it did, yes. She's recently used an acid-based compound to burn off the core ridge details of her fingers. No unique scarring, either. Best we got out of her is partial, so naturally APHIS spitting back out is unknown. She keeps dropping cute, oblique hints that don't add up to anything much. Just enough to amuse herself. My gut says, that witch knows plenty.
Right, where do we go now first? Holding cell.
Ah, it's the geniuses of CSI. Missing something? Mislay someone? Please, let me know what I can do to be of assistance.
It's too bad you're not serious, because that might help your situation.
I'm enjoying my situation. I'm content in my own company, and my needs are simple. And as for entertainment, I can picture your frantic efforts to recover your fearless leader. That's quite sufficient to pleasantly pass the time.
You may not have that much. Nevada has the death penalty. You might consider cooperating.
You know, I could tell you, but I have far too much consideration for your position. You see, if people like me just went around admitting things, you'd be out of a job. Well, I didn't kill him. Yet. Wouldn't it be interesting, though, if you could sit in a cell like this and still murder someone miles away? I would never spoil the theory you worked so hard to develop. It's like when a child does a finger painting, you don't point out the deficiencies. It's unkind.
Right, where to now? Her home.
Whoa, a lot of stuff in here. Let's get started.
Examine the bookcase on the right.
Greasy substance smeared here. Got kind of a medicinal smell, wouldn't you say? Broken spine indicates a favorite passage, or at least a stopping point, by the reader. It's a passage about the Greek tradition of burying loved ones with a silver coin in the mouth. Payment for the ferryman. Hear that before? Cap shut tight on a bottle of unidentified liquid. Casino chips. Didn't Sophia have a couple of these stuffed in her mouth? It's got one of those prepaid phone cards you get at convenience stores. Didn't Leda make a call after dropping the Benedetti woman's body off? No prints worth lifting. Phones don't get cleaned, and there's always overlapping prints. Can't pull enough points for proper comparison.
Photo album on top of the cabinet. Is she glitched through the fucking wall? It looks like she is.
Would appear Leda was rather selectively getting rid of certain papers. Burned badly. Can't make out anything it said. One looks like a car key, but the other just can't be sure. Some worn-down markings on it, but can't make out what it said. There's no prints here.
There's apparently something else I've missed here. Photo album on top of the cabinet.
Old photo album. Story of somebody's life. Looks like something used to be under here. Traces of the image bled onto the laminate. Newspaper clipping, maybe. Greg should be able to analyze this. Maybe even enhance the image.
That's the left side for prints. What left side? Left side of what?
Set of prints. Old album like this. Could have been here a while. Not much left here. Wonder if there's anything it can still tell us. Set of prints on it, only they don't seem to be very complete. Date and page number are still visible. Maybe we can locate the original article.
I think I might have taken everything.
We got a code red, Greg. Grissom's gone missing, possibly abducted.
Okay, Kath. Everything else goes on the back burner. I won't be happy till Grissom's standing there humiliating me again.
Right, we need to go to the gardens first.
Catherine Willow's Las Vegas crime lab. My associate was out here earlier, you'll recall. We're continuing our investigation, and we have some questions.
Who knows? Maybe I'll have some answers. What evidence? I didn't call anybody. I sure didn't call the cops.
A call wasn't placed from here to our crime lab less than a half an hour ago.
Lady, our staff went home after you people wrapped up that other investigation. I'm the only one still working. You're looking at the only nightcrawler left in this garden. No, been real quiet. Few drive-thrus, few pedestrians strolling by. Nothing unusual. No, ma'am. You know, once it starts getting dark, you don't get a very good look at people coming around here. Sometimes you don't want to. Afraid not. Wish I could have helped you out some more.
Let's see if anything new has been added around here that might give us a lead on what happened to Gil. Ground's a little soft here. Wet. Underground sprinklers must have come on recently. Try using a similar tool.
Look at the ground near a group of birds and collect. Okay.
Grissom would be right at home with these creepy crawlies. Got an impact here. We can't use that here. We can't use that here.
What do I use then?
Tiny traces of paint. Based on height and proximity to the road? Vehicle impact, wouldn't you say? These look like fresh tire tracks to you? Wide, like a truck's. And Leda used a truck before. Notice how the tread's been compromised? Whoever peeled out of here must have been in a hurry. Loose dirt was thrown back over their own tread marks.
Right. Now we need to go to the lab and give him all our evidence. Every single bit.
Hey guys, what? Even Gil Grissom would keep his distance from these bugs. What we have here is a blowfly larva with a taste for living flesh. Cochleomia hominivorax, the human eater.
Dangerous?
The 150 or so people killed by him over the years would say so. But these things are uncommon. Eradicated in the States back in the 50s, though you can still turn them up in Mexico and points farther south.
Anybody studying or researching them around here you know of?
Not in Vegas, nowhere recently. University of Nebraska a couple years back did some cryopreservation research. See how long you could freeze the larva without killing them. Not what I'd keep in the kitchen freezer. The laminate bore traces of newspaper ink, transferred from the article that used to be underneath it. I enhanced the image and found a wedding photo. And guess who was the blushing bride?
Leda.
Oh yeah, our Looney Tunes killer, on her way to her honeymoon. Somebody was a lucky guy, huh?
No man was living in that apartment, so we can assume a breakup. But Callisto may be Leda's married name.
The markings on the key were worn down, but I enhanced them. Here's the lucky number, 10072. This key matches the type used by a few truck manufacturers. That's all I can tell you about it. Casino chips. Nothing special about them. Lucky for you, you didn't open this up and catch a whiff. Chloroform.
Enough missing to knock somebody out?
Absolutely. Once inhaled, the chemical enters the bloodstream through the lungs, unaltered by the liver, reaches the brain in seconds, and it's sleepy time. Okay, it's newsprint, and the date and page number are visible. You'll need to do a Lexis search for the article. By stabilizing the charred remains of the document with the pyrroline polymer treatment, I could run latent litting processes on it without destroying the ashes. It's an apparent suicide note, and get this, written on Champagne Hotel stationery.
Champagne Hotel. As in the Yardstrom case Grissom worked?
None other.
Brass needs to know about this.
Sorry. Automobile paint. Fairly common color, particularly on current truck series.
Leda used Dr. Wilkinson's truck in the Sophia Benedetti case. I'm sure that's no coincidence.
Medicated skin cream. Calcium gluconate gel. Topical antidote to treat hydrofluoric acid burns.
Like someone with access to a pharmacy.
Need me for something? Well, she doesn't have a Nevada wedding certificate, but I can do some out-of-state digging. Gutter. Murphy. Leda Murphy. Most people come to Vegas to get hitched. She left to do the job. Why not ask me to search all the Jones, Smiths, and Johnsons, too? Get a little more specific, and maybe I can help you. All you have is that suicide note on hotel stationery. Sorry, that's just too thin. What I can do is let you look at some of the evidence from the Yardstrom and Benedetti cases. Here's the murder weapon, the ligature. Maybe there's something more to learn. APHIS came up blank on these partials from the medicine bottle in Kylie's apartment. Here's the casino chips we found in Sophia's mouth. That Greek money angle may make them significant. Here's the money we found in Kylie's mouth. Too many overlapping prints for us to get anything useful. That's enough to get you started anyway. Build a stronger link to Leda, and I'll get that hotel reopened for you. Sure, I'll get you the prints from the garage you lifted. Those look like the best ones.
I didn't... Idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, now this is something. Subject of the original article, Sophia Benedetti. Charged with possession of controlled substances a few years back, but we found no record on her before.
Hey, you can't scan that into the computer.
Good news is we got a complete set of prints on the photo album. Bad news is no hits on the APHIS database. Partials, damn. No match to anything in the database either. Size 10, Gill's size, and it matches his brand. Good bet these are his footprints. Nothing definitive. We need a better comparison. Okay, now we have a match. Wilkinson's truck made a return trip to the scene of the crime. Okay. How about a workable theory about what's become of Gil?
Well, after Leda was questioned at the pharmacy, Grissom got his invite out to the gardens.
Right. So even in the first interview, Leda figured we were on to her. Pretending to work at the gardens, she calls Gil, reports new evidence to perk his interest. She borrows Wilkinson's truck, lays in some of these flesh-eating bugs, and parks in the gardens. Waits out of sight. When Gil arrives, he spots the truck, checks it out, and spots the insects, and has a typically Grissom closer look. Leda, dressed like a worker maybe, chloroforms him from behind. There's a struggle. A few bugs get jostled from the truck. Leda holds her rag over Gil's face till he's out.
What can I do for you? Treads match, huh? Good enough for me. Go.
Dr. Wilkinson, I'm Catherine Willows, CSI. We're picking up on the previous investigation and need to ask you a few more questions.
I thought you people were holding Leda Callisto for Sophia's murder.
We are, sir. And we're sorry for the trouble we've caused you.
Oh, well, that makes it all better, doesn't it? You throw my life into turmoil and you tarnish my professional reputation. Why wouldn't I be thrilled to help you people out any way I can?
Dr. Wilkinson, we have reason to believe Leda Callisto has committed other crimes, perhaps other murders, and we do need your cooperation.
Well, all right. Anything to help keep that lunatic female locked away. Being torn various new gaping bloody orifices by my wife, thanks to you people. Still in my garage, isn't it? Do you need to look at it? I'll walk you back there. Anything is better than staying in the path of my wife's tongue. Well, what in the... Honestly, it was here.
You had no idea it was missing?
If I'd known, I'd have reported it stolen. Leda. Crazy damn. Yes, she could have. She must have come back for it again.
Thank you, Dr. Wilkinson. We do appreciate your cooperation. We'll take it from here.
Okay. Okay, let's go back to
What do you need? The ligature has traces of that same cream from Leda's apartment. Calcium gluconate gel with heavy aloe vera.
That cream was not over the counter. It was homemade. This may get us back into that hotel.
These chips match the type you turned up at Leda's crib. I ran a bunch of different tests, didn't come up with anything. Sorry, guys.
what the fuck?
What can I do for you? A cream similar to a stain in Leda's apartment was found on the murder ligature. Interesting, but not a direct enough link between Leda and Kylie to reopen that case.
You're a fucking asshole, mate. You really are a fucking dick. What am I missing?
What do you need?
Now, these partials are consistent in key areas with the photo album prints. We may have Leda's pre-acid bath fingerprints here. The fingerprints on the medicine bottle match the ones on the photo album, so Leda dispensed these meds to Kylie before giving her fingertips the acid treatment.
This should now open up other areas.
Yes? Prints on Leda's photo album match those on Kylie's medicine bottle, and Leda's medicinal cream is on the murder weapon. Yeah, that'll fly. I know a judge who'll give us the warrant we need.
Back again? More trouble, or you want info on my weekend package?
This is my first time to your lovely establishment. Catherine Willow's Criminalist, Vegas Crime Lab.
Well, it's not the first time for your partner there, right, sport? We kind of bonded. When I was getting pelted with questions about that Kylie broad getting bumped.
Yes, well, that's very touching.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Why am I looking at the...
All right.
That's all I have for you right now.
I'm not looking at the fucking hotel room. I'm looking at the gardens. It's glitched out.
What is this? A recurring nightmare? Read my lips. Only person I saw was Kylie.
I think the game's just crashed. Yep, I think the game has just fucking crashed on me. Well, I'm gonna reopen the game. So I'm gonna call this video here, make this a two-parter. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. As soon as I get my mouse back. There we go. Alright, for some reason this thing is glitched out. I don't know why it's glitching out.
She's stuck with the same room. It was the guys that was always different. This some kind of joke? One of them hidden camera shows? Look, I told you everything I know already. Now, if you don't mind.
Why is this thing glitching out? Why? Why is it glitching? I've got half the fucking room that looks like something different.
Let's try her computer. Let's look at these appointments in terms of the evidence we've already gathered. There's a Murphy here. Leda's maiden name, Bernard Murphy. We need to check it. Let's take a printout.
So luckily, I don't know what Catherine said when we first got back here. I may have to redo this case, but this glitching out at this time is not helpful. I can't even see the fucking fire escape because it's glitched out.
So, Kylie used this room all the time, and the manager says he didn't see anyone come out the door, but doors aren't the only way you can get into a room.
Again, I cannot see anything because of this glitching out.
Check out the fire escape. A Juliet could let a lot of Romeos in that way. It's also a great peeping Tom perch. Could somebody have seen what went down in this room? Someone hanging out on the fire escape, then entering the room, might have put their hands down right here.
don't want this fucking glitching out on me. It's so annoying. I don't know why it's doing that. It doesn't make any sense.
Got nothing more for you at the moment.
Yes? It's our ever-popular calcium gluconate and aloe vera mix.
Which puts Leda on the fire escape at some point, and also puts her in the hotel room via that entry. Obviously, Leda and Kylie are acquainted. Leda learns Kylie's going to the hotel, to her favorite room, which Leda stakes out from the fire escape landing. Leda waits for the couple to finish their fun. She doesn't even bother with gloves. Look, Ma, no fingertips. Devon exits. Kylie heads into the bathroom. Leda climbs in, tears the cloth, getting some of that custom hand cream on it in the process. Kylie comes out of the bathroom. Her friend Leda jumps her, wraps the ligature around her neck, and strangles her onto the bed. With Kylie dead, Leda stages the scene, tying up the corpse, blindfolding her, leaving the way she got in. Fire escape. That's how it could have happened. But why did it happen? What's Leda's motive?
Right, we've done the residence. Back to brass.
Need me for something? I'll give it a shot. Well, Bernard Murphy worked at the Washoe County Crime Lab some years back. Let's bring his file and see. Dismissed a few years ago for breaking evidentiary collection procedures. Whoa, his dismissal involved a drug raid at Sophia Benedetti's home. And, oh man. Guess who was called as a procedural expert at Murphy's disciplinary hearing? Gil Grissom.
Let's have a look at what we've got. So we don't miss anything. So this gives her other information, but there's no motive or opportunity. There's a means. That's about it.
I can see if there's any record of him. Holy. Bernard Murphy committed suicide last week. I'll send out an APB right now. Maybe somebody will spot it, and it'll lead us to Gil.
Oh god, so this won't be a two-parter because it's not going to be very long, this bit, I don't think.
Carrie who?
Maybe you're thinking of Karen. Karen Yardstrom?
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. It's your IQ. My father had been through a lot, and the last thing he needed was some little tramp to use and abuse him.
What happened? Did your father think he had a girlfriend and found out he was just another notch on the bedpost?
Ooh, your insightfulness takes my breath away.
Kylie drove him to suicide and you killed her for it.
That sounds like an opinion. You see, a good investigator would be more interested in facts. How would that be possible? Gil Grissom is so brilliant. One of the top CSIs in the nation. Surely a mere slip of a thing like myself couldn't trap him using a few bugs as bait and reel him in. Not a big fish like Gil, man. What a triumph for you to have figured that out, and it only took you forever. Well, isn't that obvious, considering present company, because of the incompetence of this place and its subpar staff?
From what we hear, it was your father's incompetence that got him dismissed.
My father was a brilliant man, a dedicated, underappreciated investigator who misguidedly gave his life to this job. And look at the competence of his peers. Sad. It's just sad.
Really? Then what was the real reason for his dismissal?
Politics, corruption, the well-connected Mr. Benedetti. He wanted his daughter to walk, so he paid some of Vegas's finest to tamper with the evidence. Got the case thrown out. In the process, my father was framed into taking the fall.
I can assure you this department would thoroughly look into such a thing.
Your precious Grissom was there. Did he look into it? He has no feelings for the human species. We're less than bugs to him, literally. And no one wanted to stand up to Benedetti. That left my father to take the blame. My father was everything to me. The only one who understood me. The only person on this earth I was ever close to. And now he's gone. Forever. Job well done, CSI.
He took his own life. And it was not over the job he lost, but the woman he lost.
If the people around him here at CSI had stood up for him, given him the benefit of the doubt, he wouldn't be driven into the arms of that showgirl slut. He'd be alive today, showing all of you how to do this job. I lost my father because Benedetti's daughter was a crack addict and Papa was covering up for baby. My father took the fall for that poor little rich junkie.
And that's why you killed her?
I don't remember saying I killed her. I will point out that the scales of justice have achieved a certain ironic balance. I lost my father, Benedetti lost his daughter.
Thanks to that APB on Wilkinson's truck, a patrol officer spotted a vehicle of that description heading into a U-Keep self-storage lot. But that's several hundred storage rooms, and I can only get a warrant for one specific room. I'm ahead of you on this one. Grissom believed the evidence might have been tampered with and went on record as to Murphy's possible innocence. But the mayor at that time buried Grissom's report, most likely due to the Benedetti family's influence. I can give the company a call. They do have a locker registered to that key number, but it might just be a coincidence. It's Unit 417. Let's hope your theory is correct.
You can lie and try to manipulate the truth all you want. Gil Grissom sold my father out. The biggest irony of all, if a CSI of my father's abilities were here, he'd find Grissom. Maybe you'll find him too. Someday.
What can I do for you? Can't do it unless you get me more info from the key itself.
Gate's locked. Can't force entry without a warrant, so we have to find a link between Leda and these lockers, and fast. We can try the key we found in Leda's apartment. If it's a locker key, maybe it'll also open the front gate. There it is, over there, Unit 417. This could be it. Let's try the key on it. It's jammed.
Hey, I'm in here.
Did you hear that? There's someone inside. It's gotta be Grissom. Let's find something to pry the door open with. This might be good to get some leverage on the door. We'll still need something else from around here to use this with.
Then get the barrel from the far wall.
We can use this as a fulcrum. Let's take it. Great. We can use these to pry the door open now. Those bugs, the flesh eaters, they're all over him.
Catherine.
Gil, we're here. Everything's all right.
Leda. The Benedetti case. Murphy was fired because...
I know, Gil. For once, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved my life.
I had help. Our newbie here came through big time.
Sure did. I think, maybe we can declare your probation period over.
Well, you could say we worked the bugs out. And now we'll be going to the hospital, Mr. Grissom. We're gonna check you out like the walking crime scene you are.
It's time for your evaluation. I've spoken to your fellow CSIs. Sarah, Nick, Warwick, Catherine all give you high marks. Greg and Doc Robbins are also impressed. Devin Rogers is a free man now, cleared of any involvement in the Kylie Yardstrom killing. As for me, well, let's say I'm glad you were on the Callisto case. Yes, Jim. Yes. Really? I'll be right there. It never ends. Good work. Only a few things you left unexamined. Try to be more thorough next time. Now you've finished all the cases, but there's one more set of bonus material if you can go back and complete them all with 100%.
So, I don't know what will happen if you get 100%. I'll have to go probably off screen and do it. I don't think I really want to go through all of them again. I think all it takes is to just look at the evidence you've got in your thing to be thorough. But 91%, 91%, 92%, 92%, 94%. I didn't ask for any more hints, only in the first one did I ask for hints. If you ask for hints, it will make your rating go down. But this is the end of the game. We are now completely done. Bonuses. Guys, that's going to be the end of that, and that's the end of CSI, the first game. I've actually reached the end. Next up is Miami, and then the one that is eluding me the most and causing me the most issues, Dark Motives. But that's not for a little while, so I'll see you very soon, guys. Ciao, ciao, ciao.